ByuL. I'm trying to think of like what ByuL would do because we haven't actually seen ByuL play in this matchup this year. Looking at, it's going to be a difficult map for him. It is generally a difficult map.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that came into this decision, like you are talking about, Moonglade, is the map. I feel like TY, he's pretty much the master of dropping and really putting on the harass against all races, especially Zergs and Protosses. So I feel like on a map like this, the third base is going to be a bit exposed, and TY may be able to take advantage of that, just going in between the main and the third, and being annoying in general.
Exactly. It's a map that's hard for a third base, and even harder for a fourth base, which if it goes late into that mid game, into the late game, can be pretty ugly. And here's TY, 1-3. Okay, 1-3 this season, so he has one win. And he's been lost to 2 Terrans so far, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. TY, I have to say, one of the players from KT that just has not been pulling it together. One of the reasons why KT themselves as a team is not really doing that well. All of their, fantastic core that they bring out time and again, not performing at their fullest level. And TY, one of those guys in the TBT matchup specifically. I did see his versus Zerg record there was 12-9 is pretty good, but ByuL's as well is 7-2 against Terran here in Pro League, so pretty good in the matchup as well. Overall, I think it should be a pretty even one. Let's jump right into it. ByuL versus TY. Up here in the top right in the red, the Zerg player, the first of the day, it is ByuL.
And up here in the top left, it is the player TY for KT. Bit of an underwhelming start to the season.
Yeah, I was going to say KT, but...
You're going to say Kappa.
Possibly Moonglade, but what I really wanted to say was TY, one of the only players on the KT team that got his makeup done today. Some of the players decide not to do it, but TY, he's got to look good for his girl person friend, Sojung, possibly. Sojung will be translating later, but she is a bit sick today, guys, so please understand if she's not at her top level today.
Well, we're going to get all sick because she's going to be in this booth.
Going to cough all over us. It's going to be disgusting.
Everyone's going to see it, too. Now, this map, as we were talking about before, it is kind of a tricky one for Zerg because it is hard to get a third and a fourth base. Obviously, they're very far away from the natural, so it takes a lot of creep spread to get there safely. So I wonder if we're going to see anything sort of aggressive from ByuL, or he's going to try and take it to that mid to late game and just try and defend as best as he can, which he can do. ByuL, one of the most powerful macro Zergs we have in Korea, and has proven himself a lot last year. There's Kanata. He was watching my stream the other day. He is Grandmaster in Random. I think the only Korean caster to be Random Grandmaster. Oh, and Grandmaster in general, actually.
That's actually why they call him God Ingyu, like God Kanata, basically. Just making a little funny piece out of his name by adding in God there, kind of like they do with Flash.
Well, Kanata also a very successful Brood War pro gamer once upon a time.
Yep, he's been around the block, I believe, playing for SK Telecom T1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
He's kind of been in that franchise for a while. And just to start things up, see how the game is rolling around, we do have a hatch first out of ByuL, putting down the pool. Right after that, no gas taken. He does make a couple of drones, actually, as well.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the standard sort of safe build you'd want on a map like this that has a lot of potential for proxy racks. You want to get that pool before your gas, unless you're life, of course. And then, like... well,
if you're life, you just do whatever you want.
You do whatever you want, you just win with Zerg anyway. But, yeah, this is the build that you would want if you were cautious. But he wasn't too cautious because he didn't go for a drone scout.
Moonglade, I want to ask you something, actually. We've seen now 2 KT Terrans do this, where they patrol the Marine through the Mule. Does that actually do anything? Or is that, like, just... Like, what's going on? Do you have any idea?
I haven't the slightest idea of Eldez.
Because twice now the Observer has pointed that out, and twice now KT Terran has done it. So
this is definitely a new thing that I've noticed. But I'm going to keep an eye on it. and see if it actually makes sense for some reason. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, if any pro gamers are out there, they want to tweet at us, tell us if there is actually a reason for this. Maybe just give us a holler, tell us what's up.
And we did see 4 Zerglings be made, and 2 sets of Zerglings, but it's going to be a fake sort of bunker. Just because, you know, ByuL didn't actually scout with the drone at all, so he wasn't rock solid on what it might be, but not committing too much to defense.
Third CC coming in here pretty fast, actually, even before a starport is made.
Ooh. The Zerglings actually, no, they could have tried to harass that SUV, but probably not getting a kill with 2 Marines on the ramp. Here we go, nice and early, sort of reactor. Hellions going to try and take that map control before speed is out, no doubt. Pretty early because he did kind of skip going reactor or Reaper, which you'd normally see on this map because Reaper's obviously going to get a great scout off. If he had to harass a bit, and Reaper Hellion is a great sort of composition early on that can do a lot of damage to even Queens.
Yeah, and one other thing about this map, you know, the ramp is quite large. It is also far away from the hatchery, so you're not actually able to set up a wall unless you get some tuners down. And it's going to be quite easy for the Hellions, actually, if he makes a large number of them to just run in and possibly get a lot of damage done.
Pretty unfavorable positioning when you look at it for ByuL as well, because when you see the potential third bases, obviously he doesn't want to expand towards the Terran whatsoever. So he's going to have to take the middle one, which can be pushed pretty easily from the center to make for a fantastic parade push from TY a bit later on, if he so chooses to do so.
Yeah. You know, let's say TY kind of spawning in the bottom right. If that went down, ByuL would easily be able to expand to the top left in that north position at that base there, but not the case. So, very good point, Moonglade.
Thank you, Villos.
No problem, Moonglade.
And we are going to see that 2-base sort of early muted style from ByuL that is very popularized at this point. Really came into play a lot more because of Terrans doing so many sort of Hellbat timings, some early timings on 2 bases, really leaving Zergs kind of unable to go for faster third bases like they used to. Only 1 extra Queen, though, from ByuL. So no, which is kind of interesting because of the map. It is going to be hard to spread creep on. We do see 2 creep Queens now, but not much pushing out. The Hellions kind of remaining in the natural at this point, playing defensively, while TY's sort of production comes online.
+1/+1 coming the way for TY. Double engineering bay. Going to be very nice for the upgrades there. Spire about halfway done now. Overseer trying to come in here, doesn't get much scouting done, actually. Getting sniped there by a large number of Marines. Nicely done by TY.
I guess the one thing he can confirm that it is Bio more than anything else.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, there's three racks and the tech lab upgrading, so it's Bio. I mean, that's the one redeeming thing, I guess. It probably was the reason why he did it as well. And nice creep, Overlord creeping the third base of TY. So TY might be forced to go for that further away one, which will be much better for Zergling sort of counterattacks, much more exposed. And then we see that CC going towards it, but he's going to be pleasantly surprised that he cannot take it anytime soon.
Or unpleasantly surprised, Moonglade. That is not a pleasant surprise to see. He's going to come over and scout this for the first time with his Hellions and just be like, oh, crap.
No, he's gonna keep it, though. He's not going to be deciding to rotate down to the bottom. Going to stay here, clean it up with some Marines. Ooh.
Okay. But ByuL, he's already got a decent amount of units out on the map. He's got 5 Banelings as well as a sizable amount of Zerglings.
The one problem,
speed about to finish up as well.
Yeah, the one problem with this style that we are seeing from ByuL is the fact that his upgrades are so late compared to TY. We're going to see 1-1 TY move across the map while ByuL only just begins his upgrades momentarily.
Yeah, and TY doing a nice job with that scan. He doesn't know that the mutas are coming here. He already has those missile turrets set up.
Ooh, big run by. Posturing as well. And let's see what ByuL could do, actually. The Hellions killing a lot of the Banelings. There's not many left, and I think this third just gets sacked, Valdez.
I think he may have to. Some Zerglings coming in, a couple of Banelings as well, but not really getting that good of a hit at all. And as long as he clicks on that hatchery, it's going to go down. And ByuL's going to be stuck on 2 bases now for a long time. A lot of drones going down as well. Oh my god, 12 drones going down.
In an instant. That's because they have no upgrades whatsoever. We see 1-1 from TY. Dropping into the main base, I think we could see the game end momentarily if he gets a good position with these Marines.
He's doing game-ending damage right now. He's getting more and more drones. He's got a really nice spot here in between the minerals as well with a couple of medevacs. The mutas are super late to clean this up as well. And right now, 19 drones have gone down. He's killed a huge number of Zerglings as well.
He has. He's cleaned up so much. He is down a base now. This should never have happened, Valdez. This is one of the big problems of this map. And just the fact that he committed so many Zerglings and his Mutalisks for a counterattack, which got nothing done.
Absolutely nothing. TY is playing this map so well. Even just that wall at the natural as well, just to block out those kinds of counterattacks that you were talking about. He's going to get no damage done. He had enough units at the 3rd base, and now he's adding in Widow Mines. After doing this much damage, follow-up push could be deadly.
He could just, he literally can just sit still now, make sure there's no counterattacks, no Mutalisk harass doing any sort of damage. From here, like, he can just wait for 2-2 and go for that attack that you were talking about. And that should, I think at this point, seal the deal, because it is so hard for a Zerg to come back after losing a base, especially that easily. And then, like, dropping into the main and like, taking out the majority of your Zerglings. It's kind of unheard of. It really just seems like ByuL was not expecting this whatsoever. And our prediction is going to be correct, Valdez.
Nice, Moonglade. We'll have to wait and see, though. ByuL, he does have a decent number of mutas out on the map. He's got 14. He's been doing decent harass. I mean, he did kill that refinery before. He's gotten some SCV kills as well, but nowhere near the damage that TY's gotten. And that 3rd base, once again, had to be made. That hatchery over there. He's going to now make a macro hatch in the main. Try to shore up that production.
The one good thing about for Terrans in this matchup is they don't need that much gas. Generally, they'll go for maybe 4 gas for the entire game, just for their upgrades, just for enough medivacs. And the rest is kind of just spent on cheap sort of gas units like ByuL and Widow Mines, which at most are like 25 gas.
Yeah, very true. And TY, like you were saying before, as long as he can hold off that muta harass, he should be fine. He set up a lot of defenses, a bunker at the 3rd with a lot of missile turrets in the main as well. Muta's not really able to get that much damage done.
He's already up about 30 supply. Creep spread is getting a bit better to the 3rd base, but we are seeing no 4th base anytime soon from ByuL, so I begin to wonder what his plan exactly is in this part of the game. Generally, you will want your 4th base by the time the Terran has theirs, or you want yours at least building and you want to be able to defend it. But because he lost his 3rd base so easily, I mean, he's behind in production, behind in economy essentially, or on par, which generally means you're behind if it's a Terran with mules.
Yeah, no question ByuL is very far behind. We're going to have to see what exactly he can do to come back in the game. He does clean up that drop pretty easily, but it did get some nice damage done in the main. And here's that follow-up push we were talking about. Look at how many Widow Mines are in the mix. He's even got Marauders for the front to tank the Banelings.
2-2 as well. 2-2 only just starting for ByuL. +3 on the way, Drilling Claws on the way. We're going to see probably a pretty methodical push forward. Nothing too fast because he wants to get rid of this creep. The less creep, the better. We are seeing a counterattack at the same time to the 3rd base. Ooh, might actually find some kills, Valdez.
Oh, he's got to split those SCVs. Getting a lot of damage done right now. 6 SCVs will go down, but I'm not sure with this attack coming across the map if that kind of damage is worth it. That was a lot of Banelings. He's not going to have that for this attack at his front.
No, he will not. So he's trying to sort of trigger. Oh, big Widow Mine hit on those Banelings. Looks like we are seeing ByuL kind of posture up. He really wants to try and clear out this army, stop the push from happening, but really costly Widow Mine hits.
Here we go, another push in with some Zerglings and the mutas in the back trying to get some damage done. But now look at this. Thor coming in, more reinforcements coming out of TY at the same time.
Look at where we're seeing ByuL try for a 4th base as well. Really open up. It's really just about if it can be spotted or not, because there's no way it's going to get up. If TY knows where it is, it'll die in an instant.
Yeah, that's a question. I mean, we see TY trying to look at, possible 4th base up there on that high ground, but he sees no 4th base, and he might assume that ByuL doesn't have one. But here we go. Another decent engagement for ByuL, keeping TY back off the creep. Getting a Widow Mine done in damage. Another counterattack coming in here from the right side.
I don't think it's going to find anything, though. ByuL already looking at it. Down it goes. And we see a maxed out TY at this point. He's defended enough. It looks like he will be waiting for +3 before he decides to try anything more. He did get rid of most of the creep to that third base, so it's going to be a very easy stroll up mid if he really wants to take it down. And at the same time, it looks like he is fishing around for that fourth base. Yes, found it with the Marine. He'll be taking it out in due time.
Yeah. TY, he's got his own fourth base up and running. And ByuL is not able to secure a fourth base of his own. He is way far behind. ByuL not able to defend that at all. Huge number of upgraded Zerglings, but here we go. A huge number of Mutas trying to come into the main, but already a bunch of Widowmines and 4 turrets, as well as Marines trying to defend against this. ByuL taking huge damage right now.
He really committed to this. I don't even know why, Valdez. He's going to try and get the armory. Guess what? 3-3 is already on the way. +3 actually just finished. And sure, he can't make Thors for a little while longer, but I don't think he needs to. He has enough Widowmines, Bio, and a couple of Thors already.
I don't know. It just seems a bit desperate. TY attacking at the front. Widowmine hits are pretty good. Oh my god, all the Zerglings going down.
14 kills on that one. And here we go. I mean, the counterattack is real. We are seeing a big drop into the main base with those 3 medivacs, but still there's enough Bio at home to kind of deal with these Mutas and the Zergling pain that are going to be coming across the map.
And over here in the main, like as you can see, these Zerglings, they're doing an okay job, but that's just too many Marines, too much Bio over there. Counterattack of ByuL coming in at the third base, but TY can easily just lift. And GG is called. ByuL with his hands on his face. He is not happy with that loss. TY controlling that entire game. And I feel like most of that was just due to the map and TY's great play.
Yeah, a bit of a critical mistake from ByuL, letting that third go down without a fight. You know, just really being caught out of position. He was not expecting a 1-1 timing like that. And yeah, he really paid for it because that is almost an impossible situation to come back from.
So TY getting the win that KT needed, bringing them to 2-1 right now. As we did say before, CJ, they're in a very nice spot right now at 4-1. They should be okay for the playoffs. So I guess it is possible if they lose their next 2 games that they can be knocked out. But KT, more than anything, in 5th place right now, they're looking to take both of their next matchups and go into their 4-3 possibly if they win both of them and go to the playoffs. So right now, all they need is one more win out of one of the games that we do have left over here to take this win.
It should be a pretty good match as well. I mean, Young versus Stats coming up next on Foxtrot Labs. Stats looking absolutely amazing. You know, he's looking primed to win this one as well. I think it's going to be really up to where Byung is at. I mean, on paper, I feel like it's definitely Stats' game to win.
Yeah, Stats is really ramping up. He's becoming a huge contributor to this KT lineup, winning games when his other teammates were not, and doing well for himself in the individual leagues as well.
He's doing very well in these individual leagues. Defeating Hero and Classic to get out of one of the hardest groups you could imagine. And I believe it was that SSL, Valdez?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it was.
Classic, Hero, and Life, the group of
That's right.
Beth, if you will, Group B.
Yeah. And, I mean, besides that, defeated Innovation in the same matchup, 3-2 in the challenger of SSL. So he's already proven himself that he's very capable of taking down the best Terrans in the world.
Yeah, no question that Stats definitely favored here. Byung, he's kind of hanging around, I'd say, that blue indicator arrow, you know, just kind of sailing through. He's doing pretty decently himself, but I feel like just recently Stats has proven a lot more and is improving at a